hostage by 5 political leaders, maybe 6 political leaders, and the word is going to be low. Honorable Mwaura here has come to the conclusion, having looked at his crystal ball, that if he wants to remain in the National Assembly, probability of getting a nomination from ODM or Raila Odinga or whichever political formation is going to run on is going to be 0. He wants to run in Ruiru. And when you look at Ruiru, it's classified to be a Jubilee stronghold. So he knows that if he aligns his interests with the ones of President Kenyatta, then his probability of winning that political seat is very high. So he's joining Jubilee not because of any philosophical argument, not even, he probably doesn't like President Kenyatta at all, and he doesn't like even
the deputy president. He can speak for himself.
I'm saying probably.
Please withdraw that statement.
I'm saying probably.
You're not purport to speak on my behalf on that regard.
He has opposed him for 10 years.
I said probably. I didn't say that it is not a statement of fact. I said probably. His interest is to pursue and get that political seat. And when he gets to the National Assembly, we'll be happy to establish what he's going to do differently as an elected member of parliament for Ruiru that he's not been able to do now. And the same case applies for Honorable Kajwang. Kajwang knows for a fact that in as much as he may not disagree on Raila Odinga on so many issues, if his philosophical thinking is anchored, say, on what Jubilee is doing today, and he announces right now that he's going to be running on a Jubilee ticket, his own back in the village will need to be under security guard, like it's happening with Engineer Reggae. Understand, for Engineer Reggae, his home is under security guard. And one hopes that our young political leaders, and that's why Senator Kajwang and Honorable Mwaura fall into that category, that they're the ones who are supposed to open new opportunities for Kenyans, that they should be able to have very frank conversations with their political party leader so that we go to the next level. Otherwise, Honorable Kajwang is getting into the ODM mode of thinking, and it's going to be a tribal enclave, and they're going to perpetuate that vice. Honorable Mwaura is going to do the same thing. And for us to be able to develop, it's going to be a tall order. Because right now, everything that Kajwang is doing or Mwaura is doing is centered on the political party thinking. They've got very independent views, divergent views. When you listen to Mwaura addressing international audiences, you begin to wonder whether he's actually a Kenyan. Because, you know, he uses very good ideas. But when he comes back home, he has to ask himself, if I say this, would it offend my political party leader? Would it offend Raila Odinga? Would it offend President Kenyatta? And the same happens to Kajwang. Kajwang is an ICT guru. He knows many things around ICT, how we can use ICT to transform the nation. But if he does the same, he discusses the same in ODM, and is seen as coming out as a very bright light, he's going to be punished. He will not be happy to admit. But look at his colleague in the Senate called Anyang' Nyong'o and James Orengo. When they wanted to express divergent views, they were punished. They lost their parliamentary seats. They had to go back to Baba and, repent for their sins. And then they came back to the mainstream. And one hopes that our political leaders, and that's going to be President Kenyatta, Raila Odinga, Kalonzo, Wetangula, and Musalia, would even embrace one best practice from Jaramogi Oginga Odinga. He kept the company of some of the sharpest Kenyans you have today. Jaramogi kept the company of Orengo, he kept the company of Anyang' Nyong'o, Kiraitu Murungi, Paul Mwite, some of the best and brightest in Kenya, so that we can take the nation to the next level.
All right, I want to hear closing comments on this, Honorable Mwaura, and before